Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and no, your eyes don't deceive you. The Zac was holding this and then decided to go here, and the Talon is able to slip right through for a deep level 1 invade. And of course now the Zac is shadowing here with no idea that that's what's happened. This Talon player is a 550 LP Grandmaster Challenger Flex Talon Jungle main in Korea, and he has 500 games with the champion, as I said, with 7.5 CS average and a 58% KP average. That's insane on a champion that is very difficult to pull off currently and also struggles an unholy amount for most people in the jungle, but he is still the Smurfers jungler. If you see someone smurfing with Talon jungle, be very afraid. Their map mobility, their ability to farm no matter what, and of course do cheesy things like this gives them so much tempo advantage over the early game. Now, when the Zac sees this, the first thing he should have done is pissed off down to the blue side and just started wolves. Handled his business, given up his red, we can live with that. Also, it gives him the opportunity to snowball the bottom lane first, which is why I'm starting with this particular game and not doing something else. The Zac has to understand what to give up, accept that this is happening, move away, gank this bottom lane before he can do something about it, because what's the Talon gonna do? Probably look to cut across mid lane and protect his red side. This way you would have created the prior for that, because you just do your blue side quadrant, gank it, you see the snowball effect. Obviously, that's hypothetical, right? That's ideally what we want to do, as the Talon, of course, does red and shadows across this side. Zac has done his wolf camp, as I said, but now he's behind. Now he's going up to here, where it's very obviously warded, and now he has revealed himself and his strategies. Not something I necessarily want to flex. Considering you see the Talon go across, you can't do this. You might as well do your blue side quadrant and go down here, right? Now, obviously, Thresh Hook hits, and he's compromised his entire team. The Talon, because of this, goes ahead, cuts across the Raptors, alluding to the fact that he's going to the red side, but decides not to, because the Zac is very obviously going to try. It's mind games. All of this stuff is high elo mind games, and I have to pause it because it's absolutely insane the level at which people give away information and then are surprised when someone actually does something about it. The guy telegraphs this. Talon knows that the Zac thinks he's going to be on the red side, and so adjusts his pathing accordingly. We're not a farmer, we are a fighter, we are a ganker. We would love to cheese him back here. Oh look, you telegraphed what you're doing. Let me show up and say hello. We of course have the bleed damage proc, we have the red buff, he does not, which means the Zac's going to try and flash to smite it. the actions of a tilted jungler. But again, who are you tilted at? Because the only person to be tilted at is you. Why did we detach here and worry about the level 1? Just sit and protect, ward. You know that this is a possibility against the Talons, against the Rengars, against such things. Sit, watch level 1 and ward. Don't compromise. That's why I kept this, because even in high elo they do this. The Ahri has flash available, but I think she's going to accept her fate here. The Talon's like, please, I'm investing in your lane. Let me help you. Which, of course, the Cassiopeia lets happen. Now, of course, the idea here is we need to exert continuous pressure onto the map to deny. The Cassio wants to shove because of the TP. The Talon knows that the Zac has no other place to go other than the bottom side, because his Wolfcamp will respawn shortly as well, around the 356 marker. Well, it was delayed, so around the 4-minute marker. So he goes and denies the Scuttle Crab, wanted to invade, but instead sees a bottom lane that might warrant a gank. And especially considering it's a Zero Yumi, I think we should absolutely infest this lane with our presence. Zac shows up. We're going to go into the Yumi there. We don't have CC, so she can just jump away. Absolutely disgusting champion. It should be banned from like Diamond 4+, just for the sanity of everybody else, and banned from pro play. You want it to be a newbie champion? Make that the reality, because honestly, as much as you can beat it, it's about the frustration. I think we're just all pre-tilted after years of this, right? Doesn't matter what you do to her. As soon as she gets out of a gank that she should die on, like that, it's tilting. Anyway, carrying on with the game, the Zac shows bottom lane with 12, right? He did this, and died, so he had 8. All of a sudden he shows with 12, most likely the Grump, because the blue had him respawn, and as I said, the Wolfcamp has just spawned now a little bit before that, because obviously the delayed level 1s and things like this. So now he's going to go back from 12 CS to do blue Wolves, which will give him 1620, and the Talon knows he's going to sequence upside. So let's go outside in roll, don't care about my camps here, take the Scuttle Crab, and collapse and contest this Raptor camp. Crucially, because obviously it's pre-level 6 of the mid laners, because of solo lane experience, and that's how it works. We ward as we counter jungle to ensure we can try and get this. Battle of who has smites and who can do the damage at this particular stage. Neither do have smites, so Talon says, look, I isolated Dirk, you haven't based. Well, you have, but you died. Nothing for you, I'm gonna snack that. And then I'm gonna go here, forcing you to go down here. Now the Zac could of course go here and vertical jungle this, but will he? Or will he just try and gank bottom lane? And now basically you've compromised the entire Zac's game plan He actually decides to shadow and follow, seeing the dive, which is the smarter play, actually. Well done. That's actually the smarter play because Malphite is low, and obviously we have the ability to do something about it. Unless the Cassandra is going to overcommit entirely, the Ahri does roam up with a level 6 here. We should have our E to get out here for the Talon, but he's sticking out to make sure we can try and kill. We do kill. So oh, we get another one as well. This is the kind of jungling that I love when Talons are playing around their kits so well. Spacing. You got the slow, you got the bleed damage, you got the gap close, you got the mobility. You have the ability to use all your mind games all the time. And you would have seen from the pop-up, that's the kind of stuff we talk about in the courses. I want to get your tracking and your decision-making to such a level in the MMR you're in that it's basically a tier above. So you can do these kinds of plays and it looks easy. It looks easy, like we're reading Zac like a book, right? And if you can read gold players like a book, but you're in silver, silver players are easy. If you can read platinum players like a book, but you're in gold, right? So it's always giving yourself the most information as possible, the best technique as possible for ganking and farming and tracking and decision-making, and you will find yourself having such good games all the time. And the gold one in particular is where we really start to focus on jungle denial. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you climb from gold to platinum to diamond to master to GM to challenger, the biggest difference between there and here is your ability to deny and destroy enemy junglers. And you're seeing this right here, which is why I'm bringing it up, because it's so damn good to watch a skillful jungle track, know the decision that the enemy has to make in order to survive, play around it, and then compromise it. And now you have all your stuff to fall back to. The Ahri obviously died on the roam there. Talon played it beautifully. The Zac made the good play to go ahead and shadow this. And because we see Ahri top lane, we can go ahead now and do the dragon. What's going on in the bottom lane? Well, Jinx dies, but you're the jungler, right? So you can just basically, I will take this and snack it away because it's an ocean dragon. I don't want to give anything like that to Zac or to the Yumi whatsoever. We have the mid shove here, so we can always go up to this position. And now we're not going to continue the same level of aggression and invades and denial because we don't have to. Our job is done. It's about using our itemization lead. Don't get PTSD, anybody. This is not going to be a Ghostblade Gore Drinker build from late season 11 when he could farm a lot. But it showcases to you even without those buffs. So if you're a Talon jungler, and you're like, well, you cannot farm, and I'm stuck at 5 CS a minute, it's because you're not playing properly. This guy has 7.5 CS a minute in Grandmaster career in 500 games. What's your excuse? And that's typically the way I view my own situations as well. Not to be mean to anybody, but that's kind of got to be the reality, right? Obviously, no one is playing like a challenger in some other elo, but it's the idea that, hey, if he can do this in challenger with this champion, if I'm good enough, I can as well. And it's not a case where you've got like a severely weak jungler who's just useless. It's a case where this guy is actually good, you know, to a reasonable degree if you are good. And it's hard. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Talon jungle by far is 46% win rate. It's not very good. Objectively, it is not good. But if you're a damn good Talon player and a damn good jungler, you're seeing the kind of stuff you can do. And that's what's nice, right? Kiana, Talon, Zed, they kind of have to exist in this reality because if you buff them too much, not so good. Cassandra is roaming now as we take the Herald, obviously, on this particular side. We use our advantage and the Night Terrors we've given the Zac to snack this, take these things, take this. We'll fall back to this quadrant. Could we invade? Yes, but we see the Cassandra, so maybe not. The Cassiopeia has the TB back into lane, so again, maybe not. Jinx is now chilling with the Thresh, 1-2-1. Zeri Yumi, great. We see the Zac finally, some visual confirmation. All right. Wait, he has not a lot of CS because he doesn't know what to do. He is so compromised, but because we see him, we decide to cancel our base. We see that this is up. We go here because the Zac thinks from his perspective that the guy did this, saw the Cassante, and took everything. Talon was like, well, I don't know exactly where Zac is, and I prefer to kind of play it safe and do my gromp and not go for such a hyper-aggressive throw. But as soon as Zac shows up here, we're like, ha-ha, now I can take it. Now I can use it. GG. And that's the ability, the ability to do that is profound, you know, because the Zac thinks we're doing it. We're not doing it because it's not actually objectively good play in that moment, but because we're living rent-free in his head from all the denial and the invades. A great example of continuing temper pressure and making sure an enemy jungler just has no idea what to, like, he is so lost, right? Because he doesn't know what the Talon is. The Talon can easily map rotate and kill him. He's down almost 3 levels at this particular stage. Could we use a Herald here and dive the Cassante? Yes, but it's a Cassante. So Ghost, ult, all out, the CC, the fact that it's Cassante. Why risk it when we know the Zac is going to come to the bottom side because there's nowhere else for him to go? So we can basically base and shadow and counter gank this. And of course, because the Zac is priming his E cancels it, we're going to be perfectly positioned to do so. And we can afford to farm while we keep our eyes here. So we're just farming our Krugs, and we're bouncing and we're looking like, Because Zac has nothing else to do. Cassia knows this too, so she's going to rub down as well. Now it's a 4v3. The power of early jungling and tracking and decision making when you know your champion, you're good at your mechanics, and you're a damn good jungler. Obviously, we have Flash here as well. We didn't go for any Ignite strategies, which I think is fine. Playing with Flash is good. Drag the camp. Look at this. We can still drag camps absolutely fine. We do have the Herald we want to use. A bottom lane goes back to base. Now we're coin flipping a little bit, but that's because we're farming so quickly with 2 serrated Dirk items. Well, Ghostblade plus another serrated Dirk. That the camps are not on the map yet. They haven't respawned, so we can afford to invest a bit of time loitering and shadowing and adventuring and having a cheeky look. And when it's very clear that nothing's happening, cool. We can float upside and take this. We have this quadrant. We'll leave this up now because the Grump will spawn up later. Now can we use it here just for cash money infusion? Yes. Can we use it here for cash money infusion? Yes. And I think we should start to look for that. Malphite is going to try and bait out the Cassandra here, which he does, which is perfect. Nicely done. We can hop over the wall. He's going to be unstoppable, which he of course uses already. The TB has been committed from the Ahri. I don't know why you would commit that. We can now go mid lane and use the Herald. We have the time to do that. Zac is still on the bottom side, which means when this respawns and this respawns, because we took this and then these spawns afterwards. So much control. There we go. See? So much control. So much control. We want to make sure we do use the Herald though. The Zac loses his passive. Jinx gets him. The guy is so tilted. If this was like a coaching session, you know, I would have told him, hey, listen, don't play for the rest of the day. Watch the VOD review from the coaching we just did. Study it. Go play some normals. Get your confidence back. Go play on a Smurf. Go play another role. Just don't play any more jungle today because you don't want to be 65 CS down at 12 minutes. Like, this is just a masterclass in jungle denial and suppression, and it's one of the greatest skills you can learn. And obviously, it's easier done when someone's in high elo, but you know what I mean. The randomness, like, some people have used as a defense mechanism as we go here. They're diving, we just rotate and we kill. That's a benefit of Talon. Some people have used as sort of like an excuse. Yeah, but you can't track someone so predictably in silver. Yes, you can. People are human. And when you push them down to one quadrant, you control this, right? It's basically just saying, look, if I only give you these 2 options and you pick one, well, then the other one's available. If I only give you one option and if you don't do it, you die, most likely they'll take the one option. And you're just kind of forcing them into a box where there's only one exit and they have to walk through it. You know what that exit is, you know where it is, you wait for it and you act on it. And randomness, more often than not, just gives you more opportunities to shut them down anyway. Because the randomness is bad, right? If you expect them to do the right play, they do the wrong play, well, then the right play is available for you. And that's the whole idea behind that. So don't come to me with that nonsense. Easily defeatable through the tracking, decision-making, and jungle denial fundamentals that we all know and love. And again, he goes to the bottom side here because he has no idea if his topside camps are up. Should he and could he? Yes. But at this point, he's basically saying, look, this is an old adage from many years ago. I'm not going to get back into this game through farming. I'm not going to get back into this game by farming any quadrants. If I get a few Grumps, a few Krugs, does it help me win the game? No. All that's going to happen, hook hitbox, is that I get a little bit fed, but my lanes keep dying. So why don't I just go ahead and just repeat gank one lane that I think can carry me and hope for the best? And in this particular case, you're seeing that it kind of is helping, right? Like, it's just showing a bottom lane 1,000 times, cinematic Jinx ult, but she's shoving this. He's smart enough not to die. It did help him a little bit. Like, it's stalled the game tiny bit, but they're not going to win. You can't have this kind of jungling capacity and think you're going to have any sort of impact. It's not going to happen. But it was the right decision. He got absolutely jungle gapped, jungle diffed, dismantled at a molecular level, which makes way more sense when you're Zac. He just tried to throw everything at bottom lane and say, carry me, please, I hope. Please. The Talon, in the meantime, is now level 11, 131 CS. Almost Flame Horizon this guy already at 15 minutes. Really. This is some good jungling, good advantage. If you're going to do level 1 cheeses like that late in Fates, this is how you carry with it. Because in low elo, we all know that the level 1 cheeses don't necessarily mean victory. Because people don't use it correctly. And a good Zac, as I said, would have just like accept and give up. Stop trying to counter jug. It doesn't matter. Canyon was very good at this. If someone stole his red and wrapped his level 1 and he knew it, he just was like, well, oh well. It's gone. Like, I accept that it's gone, and therefore I will just gank a lane and let you go and do what you think you need to do. And I've done videos like that on this channel. Many of them, in fact, that have Canyon always shows him being compromised in some capacity because his ability to recover and rebound and still 1v9 is legendary. Well, not so much in 2022, but on average historically. So, we'll do our blue, defend that after trying to invade this. We'll go ahead and snack this one. We watch the mid lane. Just take a cheeky look while we finish this. Do we need to rotate? Are they playing smart? Ooh, 4 versus 2. Do I want to get in on that? No, I don't think I will. And that's fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Let him do it. Dak now moves in with numbers. Cassio's bottom lane. He's pushing this. He'll be collapsed upon. We'll do our camps. We can hold this. No stress. Because they will react to this. They will react to this, which will leave 2 here, and we can assassinate them potentially. We see the pings here. Dak tracking. We don't know this, obviously, but we're looking at it. Ah. The Zac tried to cheese, so we watched it in real time. So this is good by the Zac to kind of say, what else can I'm not going to help this. I can't help this. I'll just let them 1-1. Maybe I can 3v1 the Talon here, get a nice shutdown. So we go in, we auto avoid the E, which is again very, very well done. We have the Ghost Blade, we have the Eclipse. We're going to hold beautifully. Malphite's going to rotate from the pressure on the top side, which gives us some advantage here, but Talon has 2k in pocket. They all go down here, so Cassio's like, they could kill me if I stay. I'ma leave. Aiello, benefits. They don't always do it. Bear in mind, they don't always do it, but in this particular case, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So, let's have a look here. We are now going to the mid lane for the Jinx and the Thresh. The Talon is going to go ahead and take this. We will go for the Eclipse, and I think that's a good itemization choice here. Do we need the armor penetration at this particular stage? No, so we don't need Ceruleas. Do we need Edge of Night? We could justify it, but I think here, the Black Cleaver for the HP, for the slow, everything it provides to every jungler that builds it, will help us a lot more. Because we're so far ahead, that HP and mobility and damage we have, all we need is that HP to keep us alive from some coin flip event. And of course, we have the stickiness, the armor shred, and the ability haste as well. Cooldown and rotations will be super good. They won't be able to kill us. We'll shred them. Literally. Shred them. We activate this baby. It's going to snack that turret, and we're going to move into the jungle. Have a look to see if there's anything available, and we'll see now. Is anyone going to... Aha, there we go. So we have the Zero and the Yuumi on the screen. We know there's actually following because he is on a leash. Basically like a minion from Despicable Me, except green. And less valuable in every single way. Malphite pushing top lane. Again, now we're just watching the map and we're not throwing. I think... if you're worried about winning these kinds of games, don't be impatient. You've got this. You got this. It's easy. Just don't be impatient. Look for the pick. If it's a good pick, go for it. If not, just deny. Look at this. Can we? No. TP committed. We see this, obviously. So now we know, okay, with that well placed, we'll have the whole team trying to contest this Fire Dragon. The best thing you can do in this particular situation, while there is an unknown factor, bless his green soul. While there's an unknown factor, just go ahead and rinse it and burn it. Because they currently don't know, like, do we go in or what do we do? He's still here. He disappeared. Did the Malphite come up? The unknown is your advantage. Burn it, rinse it. If they show up late, you kill them. But you still get the dragon, so it's good. Clear vision. No Umbral Glaive. Fortunately for us. Really, honestly. Now they decide at this particular stage, look, let's just send the farm. And of course, the best macro play in that situation is to Jinx ult cinematically. Boom, it doesn't do anything. Push this out, now we can trap. Oh, intelligence, ooh. Check out the W for the slow. Move ourselves out of position. Cassandra is going on the Jinx here. Now we have disadvantage in numbers. Doesn't matter, we'll go in the back line and try and kill the Zeri, which we will. Ignite plus burn plus Jinx, making sure we get that kill as well. Zac shows up as well. Now we're at a severe numbers disadvantage. So if you're an assassin, I was going to say a Kha'Zix assassin. Matter, right? Your Kha'Zix, Rengar, Evelyn, Talon, Kiana, doesn't matter. This is a good play by the enemy. All in the side split, collapse in the numbers advantage while Cassio's bottom lane. Try and use numbers advantage to get shutdowns and shove. Decompress the map a little bit. Talon's case is, look, I'll do what I can to kill their primary target. I'll unload my spells. Then assess the fight. Okay, it's doomed. Goodbye. Leave. Go take some camps. Nice denial. Pull back down to your jungle. Take that. Shove this if you can. Shove this if you can. Obviously safely, depending on the fight. But now look. He has taken all of this away from the red team. He's taken his whole blue side. Well, the blue side of the red side. That's a little mind game for you. We see the Cassandra overcommitting. We just go and rinse kill very, very easily. Now we know that they might look to come down here or look to kind of cheat on this. So we don't want to coin flip that. So we're just going to go back to base now. We have our Black Cleaver already, obviously. Now we can go into Edge of Night, or we can go into Cyrilda's Grudge. Depends on how you're feeling, effectively. What's the state of the game? Here I think the Serrated Dirk will do fine. And Edge of Night's really good against the Zac, plus the Ari Charm. Now our bottom lane do get killed and waxed hysterical by their team. Cassio, for some reason, goes completely left field from her team. Like, this is dumb, right? So, bottom lane dies, no particular reason. Bad play. This is crashing. They have their whole team right here. We now have 3, but we're strong. Cassio decides to go here. Why? Just stay with your Malphite and your Talon and look to posture. Waste time, delay. You know, you don't have to fight. You can just leverage your lead as a threat. That's all it really is. Because they don't know what you're going to do. Cassandra actually goes back and deals with this, has no TP, right? Obviously, he was dead, so he respawned, so that's actually my bad. They only had 4, so it's a 4v3. But when you're so fed as Talon, as Kha'Zix, as Cassio, can they fight you? Probably not. Now, the benefit here is we do have a Cassio Malphite, so we can rinse this Baron super quick. Like, super, super quick. Go, go, go. Same thing. Trigger pull it. You know that they reset and detach and split up on Cassandra's bottom lane with no TP because we're timing that? Go, 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 go. This is easy to take. This is the play that wins you games. Zac tries to steal. You gotta make sure you hit your smite, obviously, in this particular case. If they show up, you turn. If they don't show up, you just make sure you get the smite. It's pointless to steal, but at the same time, it's like if he gets it, they could win the game, right? So it's worthy to die in this game trying. The Zhonya's stops the smite. We do get charmed. We hit the beautiful hook there onto the Zeri. That was well done by the Thresh. Crucial lockdown. And a Talon, again, it's just back front to back team fighting. Standard stuff. Kill the Zac, kill the next guy, chase down everybody else. Beautifully done. Disrespect, as always. Not Udyr disrespect, obviously, but it is some. She's going to steal their camps and push this up. If we can end, we can end, but they're all respawning, so we want to join a lane. Let this guy go here. No TP, of course, or we go back to base. Yeah, Zac shows up, so that's better if you have a lot of gold. Now we have the Serpent's Fang. Good point. The Serpent's Fang will do. Let's track this to see what we get by the end. We're at 0, obviously. Black Cleaver's at 833. We have damage dealt 470 from Eclipse. 1,000 damage blocked from Eclipse. Let's see what the Serpent's Fang gives us in the end. Do you think we could have tried the... Edge of Night, but I guess with Cassante shields and Yuumi and Zeri and all those things, you know, already 311, so I like this. It's happened multiple times on a gameplay channel with an assassin where you could go Edge of Night, you could go Cyrilda's, but you decide to just go Serpent's Fang because they have enough shields that it's important to make sure we can kill the target, especially with this kind of stuff and this abomination of a champion, just to ensure that we get those kills, right? Like it. Except in the previous game we have, I can't remember who it was. It was a much better buy. Like, it was a really good buy. Again, good hook into the Zhonya's. The Zeri has respawned here. No Yuumi. What are you gonna do without your Yuumi? You son of a bitch. And she dies because that's all she can do. Now we're chasing down the Zac. We have the ult into the Xante here. Obviously, he has shields. We're gonna burn that down. Talon decides to ruin his perfect game. Oh my goodness, that's why he died once? I was wondering. I knew he died once. I was like, where is the death? Unlucky. Perfect game ruined. 825 bonus. 825 shielding reduced already from that item. So, good item choice. If the game went longer, would have definitely given us benefit. The Zac dismantled. The Zac eviscerated. The Zac should stop playing jungle for a few days. And if you play Talon or any sort of assassin, you want to late level invade, this is how you keep up that sustained jungle pressure. One-on-one coaching, Virkayu.gg. Courses for your MMO, Virkayu.gg. Champion guides, live companion guides, Zara.gg. And as always, I will see you all in the next GG.